Today, the moon continues in Pisces, where we're connecting with a bigger picture of wisdom, a bigger picture of spirituality, heart, and our heart's needs. It's a great day to think about what is important to you in the big picture, right? What brings more love into your life? What helps you be in that loving space? What helps you be a more loving and caring and compassionate human being? It all starts with self-care, right? And when you take care of yourself, you can be there to make a difference for others. And one of the simplest ways you can do that, well, I'll talk about that in just a minute. I'm Marina Arms here with your Astro vibe for Saturday, January 4th. And so today, with the moon in Pisces, you can think about this bigger picture of how to make a difference for others through taking care of yourself first. And what does that allow you to do? It allows you to show up more fully as yourself. So that's what is the simplest way to be a force for caring, for kindness, for love, for compassion, for being the goodness you want to see in the world is by showing up fully as yourself. And in holistic nursing, we call this presence, right? Showing up with a loving, caring, kind presence. So here's a good question for you to ask yourself on this Pisces moon weekend is, how are you showing up? How are you being? Who are you being? And what do you need? Because this is not about judging yourself, right? If you're not showing up fully as yourself, if you're not feeling that spark of joy and love and compassion, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It's just a clue, right? It's saying, ask yourself, what do you need? What would help you feel more of that ability to show up in kind and caring ways? So what if you were to list your needs, right? What would take care of you? What would help you be loving? What would help you show up as a force for healing? Right? For a force for being that presence of healing and starting with yourself. How can you be a force for healing, a presence for healing for yourself? Part of it is by acknowledging what it is you need, right? If you're feeling irritable, if you're feeling grouchy, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling tired, what is that telling you that you need, right? It's not saying there's something wrong with you. It's saying there's a need here that is, and it's communicating with you that will lead you in the direction of how to get that need met so that your cup can be filled, so that you can show up in kindness, patience, caring, compassion, being a loving presence. And so asking yourself, starting with yourself, what is it you need to care for yourself? What is it you need that would help you be loving toward yourself? And starting with forgiveness, right? Forgiveness is like step one of everything. Because if you can forgive yourself, then you get past all that judgment, all that criticism, and you just say, oh, phew, okay, done with that. All good now. No, those things that we judge about ourselves are forgiven, right? Forgive it, move on. And I know it's not always that easy, right? But what I'm saying is that if you can find that place of forgiveness for yourself, or at least a sense of humor, right? Boy, I sure am grouchy today. Boy, I sure am not showing up in my most loving self today, right? Have a sense of humor. That's a great place to start too. And that helps you with that forgiveness process. And when you can do that for yourself, you can do that for others as well. So, being present, being a presence, and what kind of presence are you being? What kind of space are you holding? This is one of those woo terms, that certain people I know would say, what does that even mean, holding space, right? Okay, but what does it mean? It means you're curious. It means you're open to the possibility. It means you're saying, hey, how could this change? What would that look like? Um, what would I, what would it be if it were being ideal? What would that look like in this situation? What what would it feel like if this problem were solved? And you see how that's different from how am I going to solve this problem? Because when we ask ourselves the mechanics of how to get from here to there, we get all caught up in whether we're doing it right or not doing it right. But when you're holding space, when you're saying, I am curious, this is what I would like. This is what it would feel like if this were to shift, but I have no idea how that's going to happen. And so this is the perfect moon Pisces. The Pisces moon is the perfect vibe for doing this work, right? Just letting go. I don't know what's going to happen. Here's what I want. Maybe there's someone that you have a hard time with at work or, in your community or your neighborhood or whatever it is. What would it look like to have that feel different? Right? Maybe it would feel like the person was more receptive to you. Maybe it would feel like you're able to be kind to one another, even though you realize you have disagreements. What would it look like? And so connecting with that that's what I'm talking about when I say hold space. It's like you're saying, this is the outcome, this is what would feel good, this is what I would like. And now next you just let go and you say, okay, universe, I'm open to this happening. If you feel like showing me how to get there, that would be great, right? But I'm letting go of needing to control. I'm letting go of this experience that I have failed if I haven't achieved, this ideal state of being. So this Pisces moon, now that Venus is in Pisces as well, this Pisces energy is about letting go. It's about letting things flow. It's about letting love heal, and starting with ourselves. So, what does that look like for you? How can you be a loving, kind, caring, compassionate presence, forgiving, the human things that we do, our weaknesses, our mistakes, whatever that is, forgiving that, because none of that is important in the big picture. Think about the people you love the most. They all have faults, right? They have faults. So what? It's the love that is what is important. So uh this bigger picture of love and compassion, and asking yourself, how are you being that? How are you radiating that? How are you taking care of yourself so that you can show up in this way that remembers we are all interconnected, we are all part of the same thing. And Pisces can be boundless. So there can be sometimes that feeling of being a psychic sponge, or picking up on energy and information that doesn't belong to you. So part of having a compassionate presence means having boundaries and saying, yeah, I'm not going to leak out my energy to deal with something that doesn't belong to me or isn't mine to fix, or whatever that looks like. So have good boundaries, and ask yourself how you can be more loving toward yourself, more of a loving presence in your world, your daily life, and in the bigger picture. All right. Thanks for being here. Come back tomorrow for my interview with Alexandra Karakostas. I am so excited to share with you this an interview with this guest astrologer. She's internationally known. She's really smart, and she knows a lot about astrology business and astrology practice. And so we had this wonderful chat about what astrology looks like in professional practice. And so I think you'll learn a lot. Even if you're not like, it's not even on your radar to become an astrologer, there's still a lot you can get from this interview in terms of insights about astrology as a profession, what it can do, what it can't do, what some of the myths are, and some of the profound blessings it can bring. So I think you'll love the interview. I'm super excited about it. Stay tuned. It's coming out tomorrow. And thanks for being here. I'm Marina Orms. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. And thanks for subscribing and for all of your support. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.